Hello, welcome to Pro Mixing and Mastering. Today, I'm gonna show you guys how to mix female vocals. Something you should not take as a challenge. Something very easy. You just need to pay attention. So this is gonna be from scratch. So hopefully, I just hope that I finish in time. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is listen to the instrumental. Just listen to the way the song is going so I can get that vibe. Then from there I'm gonna try to start mixing. So here we go. Right there I know this drum set, this right here is a little bit hard, so I need to control it. Yeah, so I need to work on the snare, and I need to work on the snare. So I'm just gonna throw in a compressor, just try to compress it a little bit in the inserts. I think I'm gonna remove this and add an R compressor. If this doesn't work out, if the snare doesn't work out, then I'm gonna add a sibilance de-esser. I want it to be like, to have that, to be silky. This is what I want. So my attack, I'm gonna take the attack to 0.50, then my ratio just a little bit down to 4.09. If it doesn't work out, whenever you want the snare to like go in the background and just to be silky a little bit, try to give it a hard ratio. If it fails to, then try to EQ. As you can see, I already threw in something called CLA drums. This makes the drums sound very nice outplayed, so you guys can listen to it. For now I'm gonna mute it. So here we go. Let me listen to the compressor together with the mix. All right, I love the way it's coming up. I just need to increase the volume. So that's what I was talking about. Whenever you want your snare to be silky, you want to soak it a little bit. You don't want it to hit very hard. Just throw in a compressor and take your attack to 0, and then your release can be there just like that. So what I'm gonna do right now is to raise the kick a little bit. So this is the kick. This is how it sounds like. So this is just a sample. I can still work on it, just like increase it a little bit. Yeah, inserts. I have Fab Filter Pro compressor on the kick. I'm gonna reduce the snare a little bit. It's really like giving me that hard time trying to fix it. So let me listen to it again. I'm gonna reduce the kick a little bit. Remember, I cannot start mixing vocals if I don't work on the instrument. So For now, I'm gonna try to mute this Fab Filter Pro C, so I listen to the way the kick sounds like alone. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to change the snare so it can just it can give me a little bit of space. So I'm gonna grab my eraser and erase some of the points which are unnecessary. So here we go. Now I'm changing the snare. As you can see, I'm trying to erase some of the unnecessary things that I played in so I can create some space. So I'm gonna unmute certain parts, and then certain parts I'm gonna mute, and certain parts are gonna be unmuted. Like this right here is unnecessary, so I just need this one. All right, I think I'm gonna change certain things. I'm gonna change certain things, like let me put in something. Where is I'm gonna use empty drum kit. I need some crashers, so I'm gonna put in crashers so we see how this thing's gonna be. Crashes, yeah. So this right here is gonna be my crasher. All I have to do is try to find the right crasher, how this thing works out. Yeah, something like that. It was just muted, so let me try to listen to it now. Now I'm gonna add Fab Filter Pro compressor, and then I'm gonna try to compress the kick. All right, let me just go in, and I feel like I should go to CLA drums Celé drums is very good, especially when you want your drums to sound good. So let me just try out Celé drums. I see how I can work around the kick. I don't need reverb. I don't need maybe the gate can work. I don't know. Let me try it. So usually with Chris Lordage, it brings that drums. I mean, it gives your drums that nice sound. For example, it has kick. So if you're working with the kick, you just come on kick. Just turn this to the kick. Don't take it to snare or toms or room or cowbell. No, take it to kick. If you're working with snares, take it to snare. If it's toms, etc. So right now, I'm gonna put it on kick. I just want to work on the kick. Yeah, you can add a little bit of reverb to your kick, especially if it's worship, just a little bit to give it that room sound. But with this one, I think it's not working out the way I want it to work. So the reverb is off, and I'm gonna just try to work with the compressor, which is in here, then the treble, just to give it a bite. When you put it on bite, it bites a little bit top, it just comes out. And then there is bass, sub. If I want a good sub, I'm just gonna increase or reduce, so it depends. So right now, let me do it, then I'm gonna explain to you guys. All right, I love where it is right now. Like my bass, my sub is on negative 0.7. Then I've just increased the bite a little bit. This bite is like the high when you're using an EQ. So basically it's an EQ. So I've just given it a little bit of a bite, the treble, which is around when you look at your EQ, this bite is somewhere here around 5k area. So that's what I've worked on, just to give it that bite. And then the softness, which is get, I want the kick, like whenever the kick hits right there, it should like stop, should not extend. So this is why I've used the get a little bit, but I've put it on soft for it to like go a little bit softer. Yeah, basically that's what I've done. So right now I'm gonna move away from here. I'll come back if necessary. Then I can hear her introduction right here. It's a little bit low, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create groups and then send these tracks to groups. Then from there I'm gonna increase the volume so you guys can listen to what she is talking about. So here we go, group, empty, come to group, and then I'm gonna make 2 groups, and then I'm gonna make also an FX channel track. Put in a delay first to give the vocals that delay effect. And then I'm using H delay from Waves. My BPM tempo is on 55, so I usually take it to 1/4. So 1/4 is okay, 1/4 note. And then I put it on ping pong so that it can like have that good delay. delay effect. And never you forget to always put analog off, or else if you put it on, it's gonna have bring out that shh sound in the background. Then what I usually do is I take the feedback to 0. It's unnecessary for me, so I take it back to 0, so that whenever the singer sings, it comes in and immediately stops. I don't usually like the delay to like continue, and sometimes I don't even do automation. So if I don't want to do automation, just take it to 0, it would automate automatically. So for now the delay is set. So what I need now is another FX. I need a reverb, and the reverb that I'm gonna use for now, I'm gonna try to use Vahola. Let me see how it's gonna work out. Yeah, so this is set. Let me go to this intro. I'm gonna send this intro to group number 1. So this is gonna be in group number 1. So group number 1, I'm gonna put a compressor. Let me put a compressor first. Let me look at this. Oh, though I love to EQ, her vocal is a little bit low, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take it to 0 0. Maybe it's gonna work, so that I can just throw in an EQ right here. An EQ that I'm gonna use will be F6 RTA EQ. This is the type of EQ that I'm gonna use for now. So I think her vocal is okay. Let me just listen to the vocal. All right, I know what to do. I'm gonna throw in our vox just a little bit. I just want to raise it a little bit, so I'm gonna put our vox just to raise the vocal a little bit, and let me listen to it, and then I'm gonna start dropping the compressor. Okay, I've put my RVox on 11.8, negative 11.8, and hopefully when I begin to compress, the volume is gonna reduce. Then I'm gonna just raise it up a little bit. So whenever you're working, don't forget to save. This leading vocal, verse number 1, I'm gonna put it to group number 1 since it's a leading vocal, so I'm gonna put it to number 1. Then let me listen to, just take a listen to what I have done so far.
Cheni chenu twaye selelo hulu selwenu lo atufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila yeah mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo hulu selwenu lo atufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetule ita.
All right, we're gonna work on that. It's coming up. So I like the way the Aravox has lifted up the vocal. I know that there are certain areas where I cut here, so I'm just gonna try to use a compressor after an EQ. It's gonna try to work on the areas where her vocal is a little bit silent. So what I'm gonna do right now is just try to EQ. So I'm gonna put it where she is singing, and then try to use our RTA stereo F6 RTA stereo EQ. Try to EQ those places which are supposed to be EQ'd. So whenever I'm EQing, I love to start with a low pass filter and just to cut the low area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my solo button right here so that I can cut properly. So here we go.
Mupashe wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo.
One thing you should understand whenever you're working with female vocals is that they don't have too much of this low stuff which is in the background, which is unwanted. So with females, you can even go up to 170, and sometimes you can go to a 200. It depends on how the vocal is. Like hers, there is just so much unwanted frequency in this area which I need to remove. If I leave it like that, it's really gonna mess up my mixing. So this is why I am somewhere here 125, somewhere there. The good thing about this EQ is that it helps you listen to what you are exactly doing, what is happening in the background. So you might say you are cutting too much. No, I am working on a female vocal, and female vocals don't have all this. It's different from male vocals. Usually male vocals the bass starts around 63, 125, 63, somewhere here, 125, 250, 500. So this whole area is filled up with bass. But with females, this area is like empty. So I just have to roll it off just in case we have those bad frequencies which can mess up our mixing. So this is why I'm doing this. So I'm gonna leave it on 125 for now. See, just rolling off that helps the song to come out the way it is supposed to come out. And usually I listen to the song, then I try to decide whether there will be need to cut it or not. There are just some singers who are really good that you don't need to do much cutting. So I'm just gonna do a little. Depends on how many bad frequencies I'm gonna sweep around and search. So let me search. The second stage is after a low pass. I'm gonna try to search for unwanted frequencies, then I'm gonna cut those out. So here we go. Usually 250 area is not good for me, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this I'm gonna cut this area. I'm gonna take it down to negative 3.2. Let me listen to this.
Mupashe wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo, uluselwenu lwatufishelelo, mupashe wa mushilo.
All right, I love that. Next I'm gonna try to search for another frequency. Here we go.
Ni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishele.
That frequency, like you're singing in a cup or a can, I don't like it, so I'm gonna use my gain just to drop it a little bit, just a little bit. I'm gonna take it to 2.0, yeah, somewhere there. Just a little bit of reduction is
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo.
So I'm gonna do a before and after. So here we go. Before.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu.
All right, I'm gonna just leave it there. Then what I'm gonna do for now is that I'm gonna take the low pass just a little bit to 100. Just 100 is okay for now.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo.
There are so many sibilances, S sibilances, and Ts. So that's not a problem. I'm gonna use a plugin that can remove that. I'm gonna use a sibilance, Avox sibilance. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the EQ right there, and then I'm gonna go to compression. So let me try to compress it just a little bit. I'm gonna try between CLA 2A compressor, and then if it doesn't work out, then I'm gonna go to our compressor. So first compressor is gonna be CLA 2A. Let me try how this thing is gonna work for me. So here we go.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselu.
So how this compressor works, it is a very simple compressor. This is your peak reduction, more like compression and ratio, and then this is like your gain, and this is like your ratio at the same time, threshold. It just works as simple as this. Then this is your gain, just increase the volume after compression. So
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleka.
The problem that I have with CLA2A is that it comes with a little bit of some highs, EQ'd like effect. So I'm gonna go for a warmer compressor. So I'm gonna go for, which is our compressor. So here we go, our compressor. So I'm gonna try to put my attack to 0.50. Then my release, I'm gonna set it there. My ratio, I'm gonna put it on 4 for now, and then my threshold is gonna come all the way to 17.0. So let's listen to this.
Twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu. Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa.
I want it to be smoothened up just a little bit. There are certain sibilances which are supposed to be removed from this vocal. So I'm gonna go back to EQ and try to to see which areas are supposed to be taken out.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo. Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu.
I've realized that with her vocal being a female, I don't need to cut too much. I just need to just kiss it a little bit so that some of those unwanted frequencies like the booms and the microphone sibilances should be cut out. So I have reduced it to 2.0, negative 2.0. Then 1K area, I've reduced it a little bit to negative 1.7. Then I think I'm not gonna do too much on this around 8K and 16K area, simply because she's a female. What I want to get is a warm vocal. If I overdo it this side, it's gonna sound too harsh, so we don't want it to sound too harsh, though it can still be controlled using a de-esser, but I want that natural sound to be preserved. So for now, I'm gonna leave the EQ right there. This is one thing, this is a good thing. This is one good thing about groups, because you still have to go back and adjust where you feel like you need to adjust. The R compressor, I'm gonna leave it I'm gonna leave the threshold on negative 17.0, ratio 2.02, just a little bit of a small ratio. 2 is okay to maintain that natural sound. Then again, I lifted it up to 9.0. So
Cheni chenu twayisele, cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo. There is that those sibilances which I'm not liking. So what I'm gonna do right now is just try to add let me add a denoiser just at the end of the plugin chain. Maybe it can control some of those unwanted frequencies. So I'm gonna go to restoration and try to use Cubase denoiser. Then if it doesn't work well, I'm gonna go to waves. Let's listen to it. All right, it tells me I have to use X noiser, so I'm gonna use X noiser, just stereo, just to get rid of those unwanted frequencies. So here is X noiser. Yeah. Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Really sounding much better. This is one good thing about X noiser. If the rest fail, X noiser is gonna do it. So it has warmed up her vocal. I love the roundness of the vocal, just everything. So I'm gonna set my X noise right there. My reduction is 25, then my threshold is negative 4.2, and then it's set on medium. So for now, just that is okay. There are some S's which I don't like, so I'm gonna add a sibilance plugin like
auto-tune sibilance. So let me try auto-tune sibilance. Here we go. Yeah, this guy right here, I'm gonna do a video on this one, so you guys should not worry about it. It's a variable frequency de-esser. It's a sibilance de-esser. So I'm gonna try to use this one. It also has compression threshold, attack time and release, and high pass. This high pass, I will explain how this basically works in the next video. So for now, I'm just gonna try to find ways to work on this vocal. So let me just play it, and then from there let me just put it on repeat. Just highlight and press P, then come to transport cycle on. So let me try to work it out, then after that I'm gonna explain to you guys. As you can listen, because of compression, the vocal is darkened in. It's like certain parts it comes in, certain parts comes low. So you've got to be very careful whenever you are using Sibilance Evo. So I'm going to reduce this, but before that I want you guys to listen to what the compression is doing. Certain places are getting up and down. So what I'm gonna do, since we already have this compressor, so this one is just gonna really go down to 1:1 ratio. Then after that I'm gonna work on the threshold. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, yeah. Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetu chenu twayiselelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, yeah. Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mucheni chenu twayiselelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, yeah. Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo, mucheni chenu twayiselelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo. I love the way Sibilance Evo is doing to the vocal. It's really like smoothening up the vocal a little bit. Then I've worked with the high pass frequency. I'll explain in the next video. Then whenever you take your attack this side, it really becomes very fast. When you take it this side, it becomes a little bit slower. So let me listen to it again, then I'm gonna change, and after that I'm gonna explain to you guys. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, yeah. Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule ita. Cheni chenu twayiselelo, huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila. All right, I'm satisfied with where it is right now. All I need is just an RDS
that will work on a certain frequency, just a certain frequency that I'm not liking. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw in another de-esser, which is our de-esser, just to work on those other frequencies like so I just want that to be gotten rid of right now before I go to what I want to do.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo.
Let me try out this preset female D is narrow.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo.
It's working perfectly. I love the way it's working. So I'm gonna, my threshold, I've taken my threshold to negative 31.0. Then my range, this is how far you want the de-esser to go. So I don't want it to go too far, so I'm gonna set it on 22.0. just this is the setting for the range. The range is usually inside here, so I'm gonna set this range to 22 negative 22.0. Let me listen to it.
Cheni chenu twayisele Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila.
Then now I feel like I need to go to the piano, which is playing in the background. I just need to increase it a little bit so it can match up with where I want it to match. I love where the piano is right now. It sounds good. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna unmute and then try to listen to it with the vocal engaged. Then I'm gonna try to raise the vocal a little bit again.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa.
I feel like I need to go back to Avox sibilance and try to reduce the attack time a little bit so that the voice can cut through just a little bit and raise the volume from there. So the attack time can raise the volume and also reduce the volume, and those are some of the tricks that you guys must know. So here we go.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi.
All right, I've reduced the high pass a little bit to 20,074. Then my attack I've left it on 50, my release on 3, then compression ratio 1:1, then threshold negative 20. Then I feel like I need to go back to this EQ and raise the 2K or 4K area just to bring bring out the vocal, just to give it more power, just to make it be heard just a little bit more. See what I'm gonna do on around 2K area. This time I'm gonna do boosting. So once I boost, you guys will be able to tell the difference. So here we go.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashe wa mushilo nimwetule kabila.
All right, I exactly know what to do. So what I'm gonna do right now is just add in another EQ. I don't know, sometimes it works just like that. You just need to add in something, and then if this works out, I'm gonna add in a second compressor if there is need to. So for now, the vocal tells me I need an EQ just to raise up. It's a little bit due to our de-essing and compression. Certain frequencies have gone down, so I need to raise them back to where they were before compression and de-essing. So here we go. I'm gonna raise up certain frequencies now. This is called boosting. It's not cutting.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo.
I hope you guys are able to tell the difference now. So what I've done is I have started boosting to bring back those frequencies which I had cut in the first EQ, being this one, these. Then I had to throw in an RVox, and this one acts as a compressor. It compresses a little bit and makes the voice warmer. Then I had now to throw in an original compressor, and due to the attack time, I put it on 1.24. This smoothens the vocal a little bit and reduces some quality, and then ratio set to 2.02. Now, due to this, and also RVox sibilance, which acts as a compressor, variable frequency de-esser, and also adding in the RDSer in the 8K area, the part of those frequencies have been reduced a little bit, so I need to bring them back again. And that's the reason why I have added our EQ, a second EQ, just to raise those frequencies. So whenever you do compression, RDS, make sure that you bring back those frequencies which you have lost in your mix, or else if you just mix it up like that, your sound is not gonna sound good. So here we go.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufi.
I love this. I really love these guys. I want you to look at this frequency which we had lost due to compression. I'm gonna turn this off, then I want you to listen to it, then I'm gonna be turning it on and off. Here we go. Second EQ.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashe wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu
Beautiful. I hope you guys are still with me. So right now there is this backing vocal here. It's down here. It's a little bit it's in group number 1, so I just need to reduce it a little bit. Remember, whenever you are reducing backings, don't go to your group, or else the leading vocal is gonna be affected. So with this one, I can reduce it using my mixer, and I just have to search for this vocal hard. The one must be this one right here. Yeah, this one right here. So I'm gonna take it to 0, then I'm gonna start reducing it slowly. Okay, all right. So once I start reducing it slowly, I want to reduce it to a level where it matches with the leading vocal, but just a little bit in the background, seeing that it's just a backing. So here we go.
Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo.
Then I've realized that this vocal is a little bit hard, is a little bit sharper. So instead of going to my messing up with my group channel, since it's in group 2, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go in its own audio track, and then I'm gonna go to edit channel settings. Then I'm gonna cut a little bit of that frequency, which is a little bit harsh. So let me search for that frequency. Must be around 2K area. So let me just check it. 2K area, yeah. So I'm just gonna cut it a little bit so that it can be better to the listeners. So here we go.
Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo.
What I need right now is to send this vocal I just need to give it an effect like a reverb, just for it to have that space. So I'm gonna add that to go to sends, then I'm gonna add my Valhalla reverb vintage verb into this so that I can control it from here. But first I need to calculate that reverb time. So I'm gonna go to calculator, pull out my calculator, then my tempo is 30 something, 30 or 55, 55. So hopefully this is not gonna give me a hard time. Try to 55 by 60,000 by 55. Let's just round it off to 2. I think 2 is okay, just 2. So I'm gonna put 2 decay. Let me put 2. Whoa, all right. Then I'm gonna divide it by 4.45. So let me try this. 4.5. Let me see how. All right, so 4.5 somewhere there. So group 1 has Valhalla vintage verb. Let me listen to this.
Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah, so Valhalla vintage verb has done me well. So my gain is negative 16.62. Remember, it depends with the song that you are producing. So with this one, it's working when I increase the verb a little bit and the voice sounds much fuller. And since I don't want to cut too much of the 250 kilohertz area, what I want to do is I'll try as much as I can to not to add an EQ. I'm not gonna EQ the low area. I'll try. So let me just listen to it again from the first. Yeah.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila.
I realize the volume for this vocal is a little bit raised this side. I don't need to raise it, so I'm gonna just double click, press C and take it back to 0 0. Yeah, so here we go again.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule ita. Mocheni.
Wow, I love the way the reverb has come out. It's just so beautiful. Then what I'm gonna do, without wasting much time, what I'm gonna do is just try to come on the chorus. Then I'm gonna do that. Try to listen to the chorus. All right, so what I'm gonna do is go to group number 1, and then I'll copy these, save as G2. Then I'm gonna go to group number 2 where I want my backings to go to, and just like that, voila. And then my soprano is gonna go to group number 2, 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 group number 2. Everything's gonna go to group number 2. Okay, then I'd already panned these vocals. The main vocal doesn't need to be panned, so it's just gonna go to group number 1, since the leading vocal and the main chorus vocal is the same. So these two are gonna go to group number 1. Then you don't have to pan verse 1 or the leading vocals, just let them be on the middle. Then the backings can be panned, like my soprano is going to the right, and then the second soprano, I'm recording in mono, always record in mono. There are some who record in stereo, but all the same, if you're doing stereo, then I don't know the reason why you should do panning, since the vocals will be coming out of left or right speaker. So since it's in mono, I have an advantage to pan my vocals, and this is one great thing about mono, recording in mono. Then there are other vocals like these, left and right. So basically I've taken them right, hard, left, and some of them like these are on 60% and 60%. So right now I'm gonna try to work on the chorus, and I'm gonna try to make the vocals come together, like just, you know, come together. So here we go. By the way, this is a gospel song. It talks about God being a great God, and talks about God should come and like that, and how God was has been so gracious to us. So here we go.
Ikeni mweba maka mupashi wa mushilo.
The main vocal is too high, so I'm going to reduce it. I'm gonna do the reduction, and I'll come back to you guys and explain what I did. So here we go. Pay attention, be with me, and learn something from me. The male soprano, I'm hearing male. These two need to be reduced a little bit, so I'm gonna reduce them. Anytime you are doing you are working on backings, make sure you pay attention to the vocals which jump out, and those are the ones that you have to reduce. And once you are done with the reduction, if they sound better, it means that they are together with the rest of the vocals.
Mweba maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweba maka.
I'm gonna leave the male soprano right there. So I'm gonna go to, there is a certain vocal which is too high. Is it, where are you? Come on, show yourself. All right. Not that one. I want the high one first. The high one. So I'm gonna reduce these two first. They are jumping out.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita.
All right, there is a vocal which is jumping out. Let me see. Right there. So I'm gonna reduce these two.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita.
All right, I'm gonna leave them right there. Then I'm gonna go to these last ones and work on them. Then I'm gonna go back and about maybe 4 times. Then after that, it's gonna be okay.
Ikeni mweba maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Iseni mwelesa ikeni mweba maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Iseni mwelesa ikeni mweba maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Iseni mwelesa ikeni mweba maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Iseni mwelesa ikeni mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwele.
I'm doing the balancing, so I've really reduced my this vocal right here to negative 15. Then these I've taken them down to negative 15 as well, then these ones to negative 15 as well, but I feel like I need to increase the male soprano again just a little bit, so let me work on it again.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta.
And of course, whenever you're working, don't forget to be saving. I feel like the backing vocals need a little bit of a distortion, so I'm gonna add distortion into group number 2. Yeah, distortion. I'm gonna use a super tape, like vintage tape, and see if it's gonna work out the way it's supposed to work out.
Ikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka mupashi.
All right, it's working out the way I want it to work. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to Sends group number 2, try to add in Vahola. Remember, this is just a reverb. If it doesn't sound good, I'm gonna leave them the way they are. What I avoid is adding a delay on the backings, but a reverb just to give my backings that space. I'm gonna do that.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwe.
Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to raise the backings just a little bit around 2K area, 2000K area, and if it works out, then I'm gonna try to, they are just a little bit darkened in the background, so I want to bring them back, bring back that part of this in equalizer.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta.
All right, it's coming out the way I want it to come. Then I'm gonna go to Avox Sibilance. Since these are the backings, I really have to do some reductions. It's not like it's the main vocal, so I'm gonna do a little bit of some reductions until the backings sound much better. So here we go.
mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa hikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta.
So what I've done right now is I've taken my attack, I've used my compressor, my attack, I've taken it back to 0. Then the Avox sibilance, I've taken it to my attack is raised the attack just a little bit, then the compression reduced it to 1.1 ratio, and then I have to listen to it again.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa.
All right, there are just some places where it's like I felt a little bit of noise on these two. I have to crossfade so that I don't have to get that sound. So you have to come on audio, then come on crossfade X, and just like that. So that noise is not gonna be there. But first, let me play it soloed so you guys can take a listen to this noise right there. Let me do remove crossfade. It sounds like this. So YouTube has a tendency of reducing the quality, so you may not get it, but whenever you have that sound like ta, ta, ta in your sounds, go back to where you cut and try to do a crossfade like that, and then the ta will stop. So what I'm gonna do right now is let you guys listen to what we have done so far, all the way to the chorus, and then intro.
Mucheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa hikeni mwevamaka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta.
All right, I've reduced the male soprano a little bit, and then the high ones just a little bit, and for it to sound much better.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta.
I feel like I need to go back to our EQ6 and try to search for a certain frequency in the main chorus leading vocal, this one right here. Let me search for it.
Ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mwelesa.
So I've already found it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it on right there. Then I'm gonna go to the main, open the mixer, and then cut it from here just a little bit like that.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita.
All right, what I need right now is just to raise the highs just a little bit using our EQ.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita.
All right, then I'm gonna raise the backings also just a little bit like that and like that. Let me listen to this.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita mucheni chenu ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka.
But then I feel like there is a sibilance that I need to cut in this one, the main vocal. I just need to find it and then work on that one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add another EQ from this area. Then I'm gonna go for Fab Filter EQ, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna search, put it on 30. I'm gonna search for that frequency and just drop it out, cut it out.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita iseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta mucheni cheni mwelesa ikeni mweva makao mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mweva makao mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta
I have made that frequency just like you are listening. That frequency was giving me some problems. It wasn't really allowing the vocal to sit the way it's supposed to sit. So I have made it dynamic so that whenever that frequency comes in, it can like be captured and reduced a little bit. So what you do is just click on the one that you want to make dynamic and come to this, open it up, and then click on make dynamic. Oops, yeah. Then now I'm gonna go to the main group and try to see where I need to like make a reduction. The 2K area just has to be reduced a little bit like this.
mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta mwelesa.
Okay, much better. I'll still go back when I want. What if need be, I'll go back. Yeah, so right now what I need to do is to listen to it again and see what I need to do on verse number 1 and on the first chorus. Then what I love doing is I work on the chorus. If the chorus is the same, so since this chorus is the same, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work on this chorus. Then once I'm done with this chorus, I'm just gonna paste it here, paste it here, paste it on the rest of the parts where the chorus is supposed to be. Right now I need to smoothen it up a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add auto-tune. I'm going to add auto-tune to this one and this one, then the rest can be without auto-tune. So let me find my auto-tune. I want to smoothen it up a little bit, and usually I write the scale on my song or the key on my song when during the time of the instrumental, so I don't forget where during the time of vocal recording, vocal mixing. So my scale, my key is A major, so it's just gonna go to A, and then major, select major. These ones just drop them like that. I don't need all this. I just need my retune speed and humanize. So vibrato, I don't need that. So what I'm gonna do is try to set my retune speed first, take it back to slow, and then after that I'm gonna start raising it until it starts affecting the vocal. So here we go.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila mucheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila mucheni chenu twayiselelo
I feel like that key is not really working for me, so what I'm gonna do is search for the key. It's supposed to be A major, according to what I'm listening. So this is A major. Then I'll work on the parts where she is sounding off.
mucheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila yeah. mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwe mucheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila yeah. mucheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila.
All right, so it's the key is A major. Then what I've done is I've just reduced the retune speed to 37. Then the humanize is on 21. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save this preset FF, and then I'm gonna take this these same settings to chorus, main, lead, vocal. Then where is my auto tune? So yeah, so I'm gonna get this, and then all the settings are in there. Listen to it. Then my auto tune is gonna be on first. Yeah, then fab filter is gonna go second.
mucheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila yeah. mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule ita iseni welesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule ita ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule ita iseni mwelesa ikeni.
There are some rumblings in the back that I'm listening to, so I'm gonna go back to the EQ and do the low pass just a little bit like that. Listen to it again.
Ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita hiseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita hiseni mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita.
All right, so far so good. The male sopranos are a little bit they have a certain frequency which I'm not liking. It's fighting with the other vocals. It's like making it sound bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to these male backings and try to search for that and what a frequency. But first I'm gonna go to the main mixer and search for it like this.
Mweva maka mupashi wa mushi.
So being a male, it's like that bass I was talking about in the beginning, whereby with males you can females you can roll off the rest, but males the bass will always be there. So I'm just gonna try to work around 200 area and reduce what's supposed to be reduced.
Ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwe.
So let me try out 2.2, then I'm gonna go to the second also second soprano, then I'm gonna do the same 2.2. Remember, they have to be, there are the same vocals, so sung twice, they have to be reduced at an equal volume, with an equal volume. So let me listen to the chorus now, but first I have to start from here. I always start from the beginning, because if you just reduce one area without listening to what is going on with the leading vocal, you might reduce the chorus. Then by the time you go back to the leading vocal, you find out that it's maybe low or it has a high volume. Then you have to reduce it or increase it. So it's very important for you to always go back and reference with the leading vox. So here we go.
Cheni chenu twayiselelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetule mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetule ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita mwelesa ikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetule.
Alright, the 1K area and 2K area is gonna be reduced on this leading vocal. Let me see what I can do. Yeah.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Hiseni mwelesa hikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita.
I like what I'm hearing. Let me just turn on the other monitor speaker so I can be able to get what is coming out on the right side.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Hiseni mwelesa hikeni mweva maka.
Just a little bit of some touches where the vocal is a little bit high. I need to control the sibilance. Just increase. I need to go back to the RDSer. Remember, the RDSer also is a sibilance plugin. It can still work on those other sibilances which are supposed to be reduced. So what I'm gonna do right now is in group number 1, I'm gonna add in this main vocal, I'm gonna add RDSer again, but this time I'm gonna just try to work on that particular frequency which is giving me a hard time. So I'm gonna use melody is narrow, and I'm gonna work on 4K area. So with this one, I'm just gonna do it very subtle, like just a little bit. This is what I need. So here we go.
Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Hiseni mwelesa hikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Hiseni mwelesa hikeni mweva maka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Hiseni mwelesa hikeni mweva maka.
What I'm gonna do, I have controlled that sibilance. So what I'm gonna do right now is go to the backings and then group number 2 and see. I have already filled up so I'm just gonna try to locate which vocal is supposed to have a little bit of 4K area, just a little tiny bit, and try to reduce it from there. So what I'm gonna do is start listening to I have to listen to the vocals again and see which one I can throw in a sibilance controller. So here we go.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa.
I'm doing the same to the high. Then what I need is just a little bit like that. I'll come back. Then also since there are two, one right, one left, I'm gonna do throw in an RDS on both of them, and then go to male narrow, the is, drop it down to let me put it on, let me first listen to it, then I'll drop it down accordingly.
Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka. Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka. Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta.
Whew, really nice. As you can see, the RDS sibilance controller is not really working out due to the backing vocals, these two being reduced a little bit, but all the same it's working just a tiny little bit. This is why I dropped it down all the way to negative 55.8. So I love what has come out right now. That frequency was annoying me and I did not like it. So let's listen to it again from the first, then we'll come to this one. Remember, once I work on these two, then the rest is just a copy and paste. So this chorus is the same as this one and this one and this one. So basically once I'm done with the chorus, I just have to paste, copy the original I worked on, and then paste. Then the vocal is all the same. I just have to reduce. They all have the same effects. So what I'm gonna do is, if this vocal is a little bit high, verse 2, then I'm gonna try to reduce it and reduce verse 3, reduce it a little bit also. So let me listen to this and this, then I'm gonna go to verse 2 so you guys can listen to verse 2 as well.
Mucheni chenu twayiselelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo huluselwenu lwatufishelelo. Mupashi wa mushilo mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta hiseni mwelesa ikeni mwevamaka. Mupashi wa mushilo nimwetuleta. Mafile pacha binda malesa. Oh Yahweh, mwasendele membu shanti shonse.
So right there, I'm just gonna try to match up the volume, this one and this one, and basically sometimes you can just see the way the waveform is, and you can try to match it with the one that you've worked on. So this waveform right here, I'm just gonna try to match it with this one. So let me listen to it, and I'm gonna match it with this one to this one.
Mocheni chenu mafile patulu atufishele malesa.
Then another trick is that you have to look at the way this meter is going up and down. This is why Cubase had to put it, so that you can be able to visualize and see if it's too high. So just look, it's ending somewhere here, like the ending is somewhere here. So if this one is ending somewhere here, and this one too on the louder parts, it's ending somewhere here, then I'll be very much pleased to leave it where it is.
Atufishelelo oh Yahweh mwasendele me mafile pacha binda malesa oh Yahweh.
So right now I feel that I need to throw in a delay on this one. It will act like a doubler, just to make the voice sweeter and to have that excitement. So I'm not gonna add a delay to the backings, I'm just gonna add a delay to the main vocals. So I'm just gonna go to group number 2, then go to sends. I have a lucky space right here, and I'm gonna add something there. So sends, then I'm gonna come to my delay. I was waiting for that opportunity where I can add my delay. So it's already at the beginning I had already set ping pong, then take it to BPM. My BPM is gonna be 55 BPM, I mean, automatically. Then my delay is gonna be on quarter note, on a quarter note, then tap is gonna be on. I turned off analog, and then feedback turned on, in case you guys are saying, oh wow, is it possible, is it okay to put delay on the vocal without automation? Just turn back the feedback and it will automate for you. So here we go. Let me start adding delay until I start getting some excitement to the vocal. Then where it sounds good, I'm gonna leave it there. So you guys listen to what H delay is gonna be doing.
My feeling patch up in the malesa oh Yahweh mwasendele membu shanti shonse Yahweh mwati left yourself even ascenda mulyawa mwewo tamwaka chule ni mwetwa my feeling patch up in the malesa oh Yahweh mwasendele membu shanti shonse Yahweh.
I feel like my delay was is a little bit, so can I say delaying? It's in the right time, but there is a certain effect that I want. So let me try to listen to it. I have just increased it just a little bit by 1.
My feeling patch up in the malesa oh Yahweh. My feeling patch up in the malesa oh Yahweh mwasendele membu shanti shonse Yahweh mwati left
I love this. I love this. So whenever your delay is a little bit, just take it on quarter note or on one quarter note, and it will work out. So right now I want to listen to it, guys. I love the way the delay, and of course don't forget to save. The delay helps to fill up those gaps where the singer is not singing, so it really helps the singer to, like, sound professional. So let me listen to this.
My feeling patch up in the malesa. Oh Yahweh, my sendele membu shanti shonse. Yahweh, mwati left yourself in a sender. Mulyawa mwewo tamwaka chule. Ni mwetwa mida. My feeling patch up in the mageni. Mweva maka, mupashi wa mushilo. Ni mwetu leita. My feeling patch up in the malesa. Oh Yahweh, my sendele membu shanti shonse. Yahweh, mwati left yourself in a sender. Mulyawa mwewo tamwaka chule. Ni mwetwa mida.
Beautiful. And one of the ways you can really like listen to you can listen to delay, how your delay is working out with the reverb, is to solo it. I know that there are some producers who tell you, and engineers who tell you not to solo, but when you solo, you'll be able to like listen. Like for example, I did a solo. I liked the way the reverb was kicking in and all together with H delay. I liked it, and I left it right there like this.
My feeling patch up in the malesa. Oh Yahweh, my sendele membu shanti shonse. Yahweh, mwati left yourself in a sender. Mulyawa mwewo tamwaka chule. Ni mwetwa mida.
Oh yeah, this is beautiful. So everything is working out so far. I muted these are the same. Probably this is different. This is a hard lip backing, so this is gonna be different, but all the same I'm gonna reduce it to this -5, yeah. But all these are gonna be erased. I'll delete these. I'll replace them with all right, let me just do this out. Then bars and beats, time linear, so that whenever you shift your chorus, it can be the same. And basically what I love doing is I turn on the snap on, then from there I just get a pencil to draw in the right time. Then after that I just duplicate this, Control and D, and then together with this right there, like that. I am in the right time right there.
Mupashi
Group number one, group number one, I need to the sibilance, avoc sibilance is gonna be taken on just a little bit, reduce a little bit, so that this vocal should not be ducking. It's ducking in. Now right now I have to listen to this 1 2 third vocal and try to raise it up a little bit. Then this is the chorus, it's the same thing. Then this is just gonna be matched together with this one, though this one is different. I'm gonna try to do it as fast as I can, so stay with me. All right. A little bit high, so what I'm gonna do is reduce it. I've reduced it to -7.0 for now. All right, a little bit high. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy these. These are -16. So let me try -16. -16. Then these are -15. So I'm gonna try -15. And then these are -14. So I'm gonna put these -14, -14. Yeah, so, and then these I don't know, so I'm gonna come back. So there are some vocals which are a little bit higher. I don't know if it's the male. Okay, is it the male soprano? No. There is a vocal which is really like high. Oh yeah, you are the one. So I had to shift them somewhere here. So I'm gonna reduce these two. Even these all the same, I'm gonna reduce to 9. They are the same. Basically all these these vocals you see are the same as this. So this one right here is just a build up. So let me work on these ones, then I'm gonna come to these ones. I'm gonna explain to you guys. All right, okay.
twafukama twalila twalila twafukama tulemi kabila twafukama twalila tulemi kabila twalila twafukama tulemi kabila.
So I don't want to get confused, so let me put male, copy and paste. All right.
Twalila twafukama tulemi kabila twafukama twalila tulemi kabila twalila twafukama tulemi kabila twafukama twalila twafukama tulemi kabila
All right, the leading vocal is a little bit high, this one right here, so I'm gonna start on just basically on this one, then I have to reach somewhere here. Let me listen to this. Snap off. Okay, then I'm gonna listen to it in the mix, and then after that reduce it. So sometimes when you want to get the correct reduction, just mute the vocal and try to mute which vocal is loudest, and then try to reduce it from there. Like the main now, I'm trying to reduce this. It's a little bit high so it can fit with the soprano and the tenor.
Kabila twafukama tulemi kabila twafukama
Then I'm gonna mute the main. The main vocal is a little bit still high for me, so I'm still gonna go back. Then I feel like these ones a little bit, just a little. So I've given the males soprano just a little bit of 22, negative 22, just a little bit. And then whenever you are mixing the background vocals, make sure you mute some, listen to some of those vocals which are a little bit high, and reduce it from there. And then if there is another vocal that you need to reduce it from there until you get a balanced volume of all the vocals. If your ears tell you this is a little bit high, then reduce it. Don't be afraid to try. It is through trying that you get the right results. There is this vocal right here, it's just not matching up with the other vocal which he sang. This, just look at this blue. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna give it just a 1 dB reduction and see how it's gonna work out. All right, I like that one, though he was a little bit, I understand it was a little bit high, but all the same, when taken in the background, even professional singers do that. So when taken in the background, nobody's gonna tell the difference. Then apart from that, I can still do a pitch warp and just work around with the pitch, and it's good to go. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm trying to balance the hard lip where she is shouting. I'm trying to balance, and I can still feel some sibilances which frequencies which are supposed to be worked on this one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to inserts and put in RDSR, so I can dynamics RDSR, so that I can work on that male sibilance. So RDSR stereo, then I'm gonna take it to 4 male DSR right here, 4K. This is what I want. I think this one will work well on her vocal, just to reduce that part. So let me try this. All right, those sibilances are controlled. I just need to raise the volume a little bit, and then I'll still use this to just reduce what's supposed to be reduced, so I'll still be able to come back. There are parts like where she shouts Yahweh. It's a little bit like harsh to the ears. I will work on that frequency, and how I'm gonna work on that frequency is that I'm gonna use an EQ. So whenever you find a frequency which is a little bit sharp, use an EQ. Search for that frequency and reduce it a little bit. I'm telling you, it's gonna really make a difference to your mixes. So I'm gonna put it where she says yeah. So I'm gonna put it there so that you guys can listen to this frequency that I'm talking about. And if I can work on this frequency, then the rest of the vocals, I can use that same frequency to attack other vocals, the rest of the vocals, so that the rest of the vocals can be free from that frequency. So the EQ that I'm gonna use right now is that I'm gonna use a dynamic EQ, simply because I don't want it to affect all the vocals. So what I want is just that EQ to affect that particular frequency, so that whenever that frequency is not there, the EQ is just gonna release everything, instead of just using an ordinary EQ whereby the frequency will just be attacked manually, just like throughout her singing. So I just want that particular frequency to be attacked whenever it pops up. So I'm gonna go to Fab Filter, Pro Q3, then I'm gonna go to 30, and then from there I'm gonna search for that frequency. Once I find it, then I'll dynamically work on it. So here we go. That's the frequency I was talking about. Very, very harsh frequency. So I'm gonna reduce it now, and then I'm gonna narrow it, since just that frequency, something like that. Yeah. I'm trying to find ways in which the dynamic can work properly for it. So just like that, let me listen to it. All right. I feel like it's controlled, though it's not really like working out. So I've come to realize that the volume is popping up somewhere here. So instead of using automation, I can control it using automation. But first, before automation, I need to throw in a compressor that is just gonna compress that area. So let me try to throw in an hour compressor just to compress that signal. So here we go. So right now, first I'm gonna reduce, turn off my EQ. Then I'm gonna just use this compressor, see how it's gonna work out on that part. Then my all right, for now. The reason why I'm muting our DSR on and off, it is because every time you add plugins, your ears may end up, listening to the wrong signal. So I'm trying to compare the original with the plugin engaged on and without. Then I found out that the difference is not that much, so it's okay, and I'm just gonna work on that frequency. I'm gonna try to take my I'm gonna try to female the is 8K, see how it works out. Of course, as always, too harsh, so I'm just gonna take it to male. Yeah, male. Then these are gonna be the same. This is what 33 negative 33, so even this. $22. $10. Yeah, it's gonna be 10. Then this is on 25, 27, 25, so this is gonna be on 25. 27, and these two don't have, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna work on these two. Okay, we have some new vocals right here. It's not a challenge. I'm gonna work on these as well, so just these two. Okay, so just like what I said, immediately you'll hear that there are certain vocals which are high, then reduce them. So what I'm gonna do is just highlight these two, and then I'm gonna take them as low as possible, maybe 20. Then I'm gonna leave these ones and see how they are going to blend in. So automatically you are able to notice that these two are high. So what do I do? What are you supposed to do? Just reduce. And there is a problem. The reason why these two are high, it is because I didn't send them to group number. This one is too high. I mean, I didn't send it to group number 2, so I'm gonna send this to group number 2, then left, right. Yeah, okay, group 2 right there. Okay, and the best way to work on vocals is exactly what I'm doing. Make sure I put it on repeat and then highlight, so that you can just work on that particular section. Here we go. I feel like these highs are a little bit high, so I'm gonna reduce them to a point where I don't hear that sharpness. Then I'm gonna increase them if there is need for increasing. So basically this is how you work on background vocals. Okay, the leading vocal right here, just a little bit on this part again. I'm gonna do a reduction, or try to I need to do a reduction just to make it match with this part.
Twafukama, twafukama, twafukama,
All right, so basically this is the chorus, same thing. So I'm just gonna do this, delete all those, and then I'm gonna get these, the ones that I worked on, and this is the easiest way. I'm gonna hold Alt and then bring them there, then try to make them match with the rest of the song. My bad, I left my microphone on, so the sounds were getting into the microphone. This is why it was a little bit high.
Twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila, twafukama twalila twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila.
Stay with me. I'm gonna explain why I am doing the reduction, the final reductions. Then after that, I'm gonna go for listening. Then if there is need be, I'm gonna come back, and then tomorrow I'm gonna do mastering. So get ready for the mastering video. oops, the backings are too high, so I need to do a reduction. This one and just the rest of these needed reduction, so I'm gonna reduce. Stay with me, guys. We're at the end, just final reductions and boostings, and then we'll be done. So I'm gonna take this up, so snap on, so these backings can also be up here, so I can be able to get the exact volume that I want. So let me just put these vocals up. I'll soon be done in just a few minutes from now. These ones were taken out due to they were not fitting, so I had to mute them during the recording so that I don't forget during mixing, so I know these vocals were not good. But of course I had to leave them there when the artist was there, so I don't hurt their feelings. So here we go again. So I'm gonna take the volume for the main chorus to 20, since this one is sounding nice here. Then even this one is gonna be on 20. Final reduction. This is what you do. Sometimes your ears can get a little bit tired, so what you do is after you have worked on the other parts, you still have to go back and try to check and do some final reductions. We are coming from very far, guys, and this is where we have arrived. Stay with me, learn something, and then see how this thing is gonna turn out. So let's go.
Toi fukama tule mikabila. Toi fukama toi lila tule mikabila. Toi fukama toi lila toi fukama tule mikabila. Toi fukama toi lila tule mikabila. Toi selelo hulu selwenu lwa tufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo hulu selwenu lwa tufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo. Toi selelo hulu. Mocheni chenu toi selelo hulu selwenu lwa tufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila. Yeah.
What I'm doing now are final reductions and just trying to balance it up just a little bit. I have reduced the RVox. I realized that I'd boosted, so I took it back to negative 11.5. Finalization is key, trying to control those other areas which are supposed to be taken out. What we have done so far is more important than the little time that we have, the little things that I'm gonna work on right now. So stay with me, I'm gonna explain to you guys. Then there is this part right here. She's a little bit high on this part. This one right here. Right here. All right. Not very bad though. So
chenu toi selelo hulu selwenu lwa tufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo.
Now I keep forgetting my monitor, so sometimes the main volume and the recording volume is getting combined, so don't worry about that. And I feel like I need to add saturation to the main vocal group number 1. This is why this was left out. So now I'm gonna add restoration, then no distortion, I mean. Then I'm gonna go to vintage tape, and then I will put it on. Let me put it on tape saturation for now. See how this thing is gonna work out.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu.
All right, I put it on tape saturation. There was a little bit of some bass. This was lifted up, the low emphasis was lifted up, so I've changed to smooth polish, just to polish the top layers, and then I think it's working out on that preset. So yeah, just polishing up those areas. So here we go.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo.
There is a certain part right here which is a little bit high, somewhere here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it just a little bit. And then reduce it from there. I'm gonna help the compressor, so I'm gonna cut here and then just do that, and then of course never forget to crossfade so you don't get bumps. So right now basically what I'm gonna do is exactly doing what I was doing before. Listen to it and then reduce, listen to it. It's a final up to the end. So I'm gonna let it play till the end, and then while it is playing I'll be just reduce just a little bit, and then after that we will be done.
Mocheni chenu twayiselelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo nimwetule kabila. Yeah, mocheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi wa mushilo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mocheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu lwatufishelelo mopashi mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu watufishelelo mupashi mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo uluselwenu watufishelelo mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetu leita welesa ikeni mwebambaka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetu leita iseni mwelesa ikeni mwebambaka mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetu leita mafile pacha pinda malesa oh Yahweh masendele membu shanti shonse Yahweh mwatile fyose fibina senda mulyawa mwewo tamwakachule ni mwetwa mita Twalila, twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twali, twafukama twalila, twafukama tule mikabila.
I have reduced that one a little bit so it can match with the rest of the it can match when it goes into the second part.
Twafukama twalila, twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila, twafukama twalila twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila, twafukama twalila twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila. Iseni welesa ikeni mwebambaka mupashi wa mushilo.
So now what you do is whenever you see some of the vocals are too high, then try to make them even, try to reach at least to those ones which are a little bit lower. So like these are a little bit lower. Welcome to the mastering class, guys. Yeah, so whenever you see that they are lower, you just increase them a little bit, and then these ones are a little bit higher. So what I'm gonna do, what you do is reduce them a little bit, manually reduce them a little bit. I know I can use automation, but for now I'm gonna do this. Then automation is gonna come at the end of everything when I feel like let me take it now for mastering, then I can do automation. You can do automation on a few vocals. Doesn't mean that you have to do automation on everything. You can do automation just on a few vocals, just a few instruments. Then here I'm just gonna cut like that,
don't worry, I'm gonna do a crossfade. So what you do whenever you cut in the middle of a vocal, just do highlight both vocals and do crossfade right there. Go to audio, then crossfade. Then I'm gonna also check these other vocals. Like this one is just too high, so what I'm gonna do, I know also, don't forget that compression is really helping, so don't completely like reduce the vocal, because compression also helps you to work on those. So crossfade, I'm just gonna do audio, then come to crossfade, and then of course never forget to save everything that you do. And then what I'm gonna do right now is just get this chorus and duplicate it and then send it to right there, so it can Here where she shouts Shama, it's a little bit lower. So what I'm gonna do is I can automate this area. Just come to show automation, and then I don't know if I should just automate it just like that, or let me try this. Oops. All right, just reduction of the automation. The work of automation is not easy. All right, I love that automation. Then I'm just gonna hide automation for now.
All right, so far so good. I'm gonna play it once more, then try to change it. Then we are gonna end it from there. This is our mixing class for today. Then after that, I need to like refresh my ears. Then I will come back tomorrow with another video continuation to mastering. So tomorrow is our mastering class. So here we go.
Chelu, twaye selelo, hulu selwenu lwa tufishelelo, mopashi wa mushilo, ni mwetu le kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu, twafika kwelelo, hulu selwenu lwa tufishelelo, mopashi wa mushilo. Mucheni chenu, twafika kwelelo, huluselwenu, lwatufishelelo, mupashi wa lwatufishelelo, twayiselelo, mucheni chenu, twayiselelo, huluselwenu, lwatufishelelo, mupashi wa mushilo, ni mwetu le kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu, twafika kwelelo, huluselwenu, lwatufishelelo.
I'm gonna cut on the part where it says la, la, la. Yeah, mixing female vocals.
Chenu, twafika kwelelo, hulu cheni chenu elelo, hulu elelo, hulu elelo, elelo, hulu se.
I think it's okay right there, so listen to it again.
Mucheni chelu, twaye selelo, hulu selwenu lwatufishelelo, mopashi wa mushilo, ni mwetu le kabila. Yeah, mucheni chenu, twafika kwelelo, hulu selwenu lwatufishelelo, mopashi wa mushilo, ni mwetu le ita. Welesa, ikeni, mweba mbaka, mopashi wa mushilo, ni mwetu le ita.
So now I'm increasing the auto tune a little bit just to smoothen it even more. Yeah. So right now I'm gonna add another EQ on this part just to control a certain sibilance that I'm getting, and I'm gonna try to use our EQ and try to, just try to, whenever you want to remove unwanted frequencies or sibilances which seem to be like harsh, you can add as many EQs as you want, but you have to make sure you do not overdo it. Don't overdo it. So I'm just gonna do it a little. All right, okay. That part is still a little bit high, so I'm just gonna use volume and reduce it a little bit since I've worked on it using EQ. And right there it is controlled. Whenever you feel that you have done your best when it comes to EQing and the sibilance still rises up, that means it's the issue of the volume. You just have to go to the volume and just reduce it a little bit. And this is why Cubase had to put all these volume controls so that you can be able to work on those areas which are a little bit higher. So what I'm gonna do right now is these which are in right here, these are hard lips or the backings. I feel like the way she's shouting, she needs another, I need to like increase the reverb a little bit, so I'm just gonna add it from here, or I'm just gonna get yeah, just a little bit again right there. Okay. So whenever you feel that the hard lips are a little bit, dry, just left click and then add from the bass section. Of course, you have to go into Sends and just do exactly what you did to the groups.
Twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila, twafukama twalila twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila. I'm searching for a certain frequency which is like ooh, so it's a little bit high. So one way you can be able to find that frequency is just look at what is happening on the analysis right here. The one that is jumping too high is actually most of the time the one. So watch where I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna show you with the arrow. So I'm gonna make that one dynamic so that it can only affect that area and not the rest of the vocal. He said Okay, just one more. I just need to listen to it again.
Mocheni chenu, twaye selelo, hulu sel. Mocheni chenu, twaye selelo, hulu selwenu, lwa tufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule kabila, yeah. Mucheni chenu twafika kwelelo, huluselwenu watufishelelo. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetule ita. Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Iseni mwelesa, ikeni mweba maka. Mupashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Mopashi wa mushilo ni mwetuleita. Mafile pacha binda malesa. Oh Yahweh, mwasendele membu shanti shonse. Yahweh, mwatile fyose. Senda mulyawa mwewo tamwaka chule ni mwetwa mida. Twafukama tule mikabila, twafukama twalila tule mikabila, twafukama twalila